In looking at the Parsha, while in the midst of all the arrangements and preparations for today's Levaya of our most beloved friend, Dovid ben Asher Anshel, one pasuk caught my attention. After 10 of the Meraglim gave a frightening account of Eretz Canaan and its inhabitants, Bnei Yisrael began to cry. They were bemoaning their situation. They gave up. They said, let's return to Egypt. Moshe and Aaron prostrate themselves in prayer to Hashem. But then came that pasuk. Yehoshua ben Nun, v'Kalev ben Yefuna min atarim et haaretz, karu bigdeihem. They tore their clothes, just as Valerie and the children just did. They reacted to the tragedy unfolding before them as though they were in mourning. But the sadness, the difficulty did not overwhelm them. Yehoshua and Kalev were not frozen in their despair. They immediately set out to convince everyone that Eretz Yisrael was good. Tovah haaretz ma'od ma'od. Overcome your fears, they said. Stop rebelling. Hashem is with us. Kalev and Yehoshua attempted to replace that despair with hope, to replace the dissatisfaction with appreciation and love. When I think of the many stories that Dovid alav Shalom shared with me about his unbelievable life, I always wondered, how does he keep going? He overcame so many difficult situations and he made so many changes. I was inspired because he learned from all that happened to him, from all the hardships and the difficulties, he came out better. And he learned to be unusually sensitive to the difficulties and the troubles of other people. That was Dovid. Whether he was in Phoenix or whether he was here in Eretz Yisrael, every couple of months he would contact me and he would tell me, I want to help so-and-so. Almost each time a different person. People that I didn't know needed help. He says, get them what they need and don't tell them that it's coming from me. This was our routine already. He was a most sensitive Baal Chesed, and I was honored to be his shliach, his agent. And who wasn't inspired by his Rabbi Akiva-like determination to attend yeshiva at the age of 51, spending day and night learning Torah, and how Valerie, like Rachel of old, supported him in this decision. Dovid didn't only enjoy the learning, he felt he had to learn. And when he went back, he missed it so much. He was so looking forward to coming this summer together with Valerie and the children. He was so proud of you. He told me how he wanted each of you to find your own way to Hashem. He wanted you, while you were here, to share the great joy that he had living and learning in Yerushalayim. And for those of us who were close with Dovid, you learned from him the true meaning of cheshbon hanefesh, honest and critical self-analysis. He was able to look at himself in the way the great Musar books teach us. He would recognize his strengths and those areas that he wanted to improve. He looked at what he did that day that was right and what things he had to make up for. Listen to this bracha that Dovid wrote me right before Pesach. I pray that all Klal Yisrael feels the Yetziah from Mitzrayim, and also do Avodas Alev, to work with Hashem on His terms, and to picture what I believe is the time for Cheshbon Nefesh, and leave all the baggage behind, so that we may exit the Mitzrayim we all create for ourselves. I hope all the Ravs and the Mishpachas have a freeing experience, as well as the wonderful people who occupy the Beit Midrash, which is our gift from Hashem, so all can learn. We share the great sorrow over the sudden loss of a dear husband, a wonderful father, and a beloved friend. But after the Kriyat Begadim, after tearing the clothes and expressing our great sadness, we have an obligation to remember Dovid and to be inspired by what he did. We must continue to let his life, his values, his dedication to Torah, to doing chesed, to Am Yisrael and Eretz Yisrael, to be an example to all of us. May he be a Melit Yocher to Valerie and the children, to all of us here in Eretz Yisrael and to Am Yisrael Bichlal, to Hey Nafshot Tzura B'Tzror HaChaim.